Not only do I remember thinking, oh my gosh, this is my teacher. And secondly, I was like, what the hell are those sex positions? Do you really have sex that way? Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, nice to meet you. My name is Sam, and I run this channel that so far doesn't seem to be really niched in any way, but who cares? It's about my life, and you're very welcome to take part of it. If you guys think my brows look weird in this video, it's because I tattooed them myself last night, and they're like in this weird healing process right now. So they look very dark, but they won't for very long. There will be a video about that later on, so just keep an eye out for that. But that's not why we're here today. Today, I am back with yet another story time, and as you can probably tell from the title, it's gonna be fucked up. This story just plopped into my head about 2 weeks ago while I was talking to some people in my office, and I realized, oh my gosh, this is so fucked up. I have to make a video about it. So that's why I'm here today. Now, this story is set while I'm between the ages of, let's see, what would it be? Between the ages of 13 or 15, I'm not really sure which one of them it is, but it is while I'm in junior high in Sweden, or as we call it, gymnasiet. No, never mind, that was wrong. We call it högstadiet, or high stadium, if we would directly translate that. And this whole thing takes place during a girls' sleepover. And in this period in my life, I kind of had like two best friends that I kept going between because they didn't really like each other. So I mainly had like my one best friend, her name was Emmy, and then I had another best friend, and her name was Carol. Now, if we just push Emmy to the side, let's talk about Carol in our friend group. So me, Carol, and another girl called Julia, we became like the first best friends in our class when we first started at this school. And this was a school that offered like two different types of programs. You would either be in the computer program or on the music program. Now, initially I was on the music program. And me, Carol, and Julia, we created this little friend group that we called something really weird. I can't remember what it is, but we gave each other nicknames. We were very cute and like really annoyingly cringy in the beginning. But that friend group didn't last that long. I was more friends with Carol than Julia, and it was not that me and Julia didn't like each other. It just naturally progressed that way. But Carol was also really close with Julia, so she was kind of the glue keeping us all together. Anyways, so during those 3 years, I can't remember when, we decided to have a girls' night. And I can't remember why Carol wasn't there, because that seems really weird. So it must have been like something came in the way or whatever. But so it became me and Julia and this other girl called Kattis, who had a girls' night together. And I'm just realizing now, maybe I should mention everyone by their names. Well, it's too late now anyways. I just won't mention the remaining people by their names. So yeah, me, Julia, and Kattis ended up having the sleepover, and we all were at Julia's place, and it was really nice. Everything was going well, but eventually we got bored. I think we first watched this hilarious Swedish movie called Cops, which is about Swedish cops just being stupid. And then we all said to ourselves, what can we do now to have some fun? And obviously, the initial reaction for people that age is to go on Skype and video chat with people. I don't know why we decided to do that, but I think maybe we had moved on to the computer and just wanted something to do there. Anyway, so for some reason, one of those two girls had one of our teachers on Skype. Now, when I was young, like I could be a bit crazy, but I wouldn't be like, I would never have my teachers Skype. Like, I wouldn't be friends with my teacher on Skype for some reason. And one of these girls, possibly both of them, thought it would be hilarious to Skype with our teacher. I mean, in my mind, that sounds boring because when you're in school, like, you just want to get out of school. You don't want to have to think about school while you're away from school. So they wanted to Skype our teacher. Now, this was not my idea. It sounds like something that could have been my idea, but it definitely wasn't. So we just thought, for shits and giggles, let's call this teacher on Skype. And what do you think happens? He answers. And we just start Skyping. I mean, it was weird. Now, our teacher, he was having some sort of maybe sleepover, I don't know, or get together with his best friend, and they were drinking. So there we were, 3 girls between the age of 13 and 15, Skyping with our teacher, having drinks with his best friend. Now, our teacher wasn't that old, but still, he was a teacher. So I think he was between the ages of 25 to 30. And so it's still creepy and inappropriate. And yeah, we're Skyping with them, and then I guess we ran out of things to talk about. So my friend, she's like, oh my gosh, look what we have here. And it was a deck of cards with truth or dare questions. And this wasn't just like, haha, fun truth or dare questions. Like, these were like the dirty edition. And I was like, oh my gosh, me. Obviously, I wanted to be cool, so I didn't say anything. So we all decide to play truth or dare with our teacher. And at this point, he's probably a bit like tipsy, because I can imagine that they had been drinking for a while. Like, this was in the evening, it was a sleepover. Oh, sometimes I think back of my life and I'm like, what the hell? So we proceed to play this game, and obviously it's awkward as hell. It's like all of these like sex questions, like
how many times have you had sex? Like, do you prefer anal or blah blah blah?
Things like that. Can you imagine how fucked up this is? And if like the principal knew about this teacher, like, he'd been fired. At this age, I was a virgin. Like, I lost my virginity when I was 17, so I was inexperienced as hell. These girls weren't. I'm not sure like how many people they had fun with or whatever, but they weren't inexperienced. So they could like answer all these questions, and I just sat there like, what's anal? And the question I most specifically remember that I was like, oh no, hell no, this is so fucked up. It was, what are your favorite sex positions? And it said like in parentheses, show them. And so my teacher and his best friend proceeded on to show us their favorite sex positions on each other. And now I'm 25 now, so I know what like all those sex positions were. But back then, not only do I remember thinking, oh my gosh, these are my teachers, but this is my teacher. And secondly, I was like, what the hell are those sex positions? Do you really have sex that way? There were things like doggy, 69. At one point, the teacher held his friend like upside down, and the friend like had his legs, you know, like spread eagle or something. And I'll just remember, I was like horrified. I was like, I don't want to have sex. It was just so weird and bizarre. And I mean, my friends were just sitting there laughing. They thought this was hilarious. And I'm not gonna lie, at some like points, obviously, I thought it was funny. I thought it was very bizarre and weird, but I was also very uncomfortable. And if you don't know this about me, I grew up like in an American Christian family in Sweden, and like Sweden is known to be very liberal. So can you imagine like an American Christian family living in Sweden? So I was uncomfortable. And it was, yeah, as I said, it was very bizarre. And we just, I don't know at what point we decided to stop, but eventually it stopped. Thank God. And I guess we just said bye to each other and turned Skype off, and then we never spoke about it again. I mean, the most awkward part was like going into class and seeing that teacher. You're just like, hi. Remember me? You were showing me like those sex positions you like? Like, it was just so awkward and weird, and I can't remember even us girls talking about what happened later. I don't know, maybe like I'm misinterpreting the whole thing and my friends were also like scarred from this, but like to this day, I have the image of my teacher showing his favorite sex positions to me over Skype. Like I have that edged in my mind. And I mean, that teacher, he was like creepy for a while, because I remember when we graduated from that school and went on to like high school, and he would like comment on our profile pictures on Facebook like hottie and stuff like that. So I'm certain like if we would have been like into him, he would have definitely like pursued us or something. It was really weird. He was a bit of a redneck now that I think about it, and he had a child. Ah! Childhood days. Anyways, so that's what happened. I Skyped with my teacher and played Truth or Dare. Dirty Truth or Dare with him. So yeah, that's it, guys. Another fucked up story from my childhood. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know if you would enjoy it, but I hope you found this interesting, or I don't know. Let me know what the weirdest things that's happened to you during your childhood is, and comment it below. Or do you have like any weird stories like about a teacher that you've had? Please let me know, because I think these stories are hilarious. Very bizarre, but hilarious. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. You can also click the bell button, which will give you a notification whenever I upload. And yeah, follow me on social media. Until my next video, smell you later. Bye.